It's Professor Moreland, and this short module deals with some pretty simple concepts: fixed costs, variable costs, break even. Sometimes people will allow themselves to get gummed up in this, but if you just focus on the relatively simple concepts, you shouldn't have much of a problem. Okay, let's go ahead and start by defining these terms. Variable cost varies with the changes in level of output. Fixed cost does not change. So you sell zero, those fixed costs are the same. Variable costs, they're going to change depending on the level of output. Break even is the concept of when you cover all of your fixed costs with your marginal profit, and now you start to be profitable. So let's look at our equation for break even. The break even quantity is the total fixed cost divided by the fixed cost contribution, which is another way of saying the marginal profit. Now, the fixed cost contribution is the price minus your variable costs. The price minus your variable costs. For example, let's say that you sell a bottle of soda. We'll make the math real simple. Let's say it's $5. And the cost to put that together is $3. That's your variable cost. So your fixed cost contribution, your price minus your variable cost, 5 minus 3, is 2. So if you had fixed costs of 100, well, you're only making $2 contribution with each unit you sell. So you're going to lose money for those first 50 sales, because before you sell a single one, you've already spent $100. That's your fixed cost. Now you sell one, your fixed cost contribution is 5 minus 3 is 2. So now you've taken $2 away from that fixed cost. So now you've only lost $98. With your second one, that's another 2, that's 96, and so on and so forth. So conceptually, it's pretty simple. Now the math is also pretty simple, but people tend to get concerned when they see the math. So here's the math from that situation that we just talked about. Your fixed costs are 100, the price is 5, the variable cost is 3. So there's our formula for the break-even point. It's fixed cost divided by price minus variable costs. Fixed cost divided by price minus variable costs. So again, our fixed costs are 100, our price is 5, our variable cost is 3. So when we just plug those into the equation, that's 100 divided by 5 minus 3, 100 divided by 2, our break even is 50. Relatively simple concept there, break even. A lot of times people will use price as an indicator of quality. So even though it's not true, there is a relationship of price to quality. When a purchase decision involves uncertainty, consumers tend to rely on high price as a predictor of good quality. This allows for something occasionally to come into play that is known as prestige pricing. Now, prestige pricing is charging a high price to help promote a high quality image. It leads to irrational purchase decisions. When we looked at our demand curve, we saw that demand curves slope down and to the right, because the more it costs, the higher the price, the lower the demand, the lower the price, the higher demand. But with prestige pricing, we have these irrational parts of the demand curve, because at some point, people are using price as an indicator of quality. So actually, demand goes up as price goes up. At some point, if the price gets high enough, the demand curve is going to bend back on itself. But that's why I say this demand curve is irrational for a while, because actually quantity demanded goes up as the price goes up to a point. Examples of things that have prestige pricing include sometimes restaurants, wine, a lot of jewelry, some jewelry. It basically is when you're not really sure what you're buying. And so you don't know how to accurately estimate what is going on there. And so you're using that price as an indicator of quality. When you're competing in a situation like that, you're a candidate for prestige pricing, but that's not a lot of markets.